So now we have here José Carlos Caldeira Pinto de Sousa. I give floor to him, and he will talk about the Vanguard Initiative Regions Experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, good morning to you all. I'd like to start by thanking the organizers and Region Lombardia for the invitation to be here. It's, of course, a pleasure and an honor also to share with you some ideas and some thoughts, and also some experiences that we have been living in recent times and also within the past. And I also try to touch some of the points that my previous colleagues addressed in their speech. So I will do my best, although I didn't know the presentations. By the titles, I try to guess what they will be addressing. So I also start with some context slides, only two, to tell you that there are strong reasons for cooperation, and based on practice and experience. Of course, the issues of dimension, but I would like to highlight the two last ones: complementarity between products, services, and competences, and this goes very much in line what is a driving force for the open innovation processes also, and of course the value chains, the integration and the globalization aspects. Now, another thing I would like to call your attention is if we are developing research and innovation for industry or for companies, we better start by a vision from those companies, from those sectors. And this is what we have been doing, building a vision, a strategy, then identify which are the innovation challenges, derive the research needs, then launch the research programs. That's what we usually call the road mapping activity. But of course, we need also to take care, make sure that the results of the road mapping, the results of the research projects get to the market and can be transformed into jobs, growth, and competitiveness. And so for some areas, we need to make all this way. So we need to go from these challenges to research projects because they are challenging, they are emerging. But in many other cases, we can solve the problems or the needs or challenges from industry by using or recombining existing technologies. And this touched the cross-fertilization aspect that was also mentioned in the previous presentation. And this is very important because, of course, this allows companies and sectors to have access to solutions and to technologies faster, cheaper, and less risky than if they have to develop the research part again. Now, a last detail or last characteristics is what I like to highlight is what is linked to key enabling technologies. We are talking about new materials, nanotechnologies, advanced manufacturing systems. And if they are key enabling, it means that they are useful for many different sectors and companies. Now, what you usually do if you're talking about a research program or a project, both at European level, but also in many cases at national, regional level, is that you usually develop a technology, new technology. There is a company capable of taking this technology and bring it to the market. And more recently, we have been able also at European level to make these demonstration and pilot demonstration activities inside European projects with these demo target projects that appeared in the middle of the 7 framework program. So we are now allowed to take a technology and show it in maybe 1 or 2 sectors. But of course, if there is this potential for this technology to be applied in many different sectors, there is, of course, the effort of making this, again, cross-fertilization process of bringing this technology to other sectors, to other companies. And of course, this cannot be supported anymore in many cases at European level. If we want to really drive this effort, it has to be done at national regional level and supported by national regional funding because it happens mainly, is a proximity effect, and happens mainly at national regional level. And this is where you get together cross-fertilization phenomena with open innovation and, of course, with national regional funding. Now, after this introduction, let's go to the examples and what we are doing. So as it was mentioned in the introduction, we are involved in the Vanguard Initiative, which is an initiative targeting the utilization of smart specialization process to target new growth and jobs at national regional level. So you can see that there is a vast, significant group of regions already involved. And basically this initiative has a characteristic which is a political commitment from the regions to really invest their resources in this industrial area. And so there is a political engagement, a focus on investment boost and demonstrated in pilot lines to deploy these key enabling technologies at national regional level, addressing the markets and the sectors that are relevant for each one of the regions involved. And also upgrading their clusters, their regional clusters, making them working together, building these value chains to bring them to world-class clusters. And I will come back again to the role of clusters at the end. So basically how we work together, we have a political level, as it was mentioned already. There was an annual meeting here yesterday in Milan, where this group of the political representatives of this group of companies signed commitment documents towards this future. There is, of course, an operational level in charge of driving the activities of this group with a coordination group and with some task force. And last but not least, or mainly, we are developing pilot projects, so selecting areas, selecting technologies to involve a number of regions to make these pilot projects in cooperation with the European Commission, of course, and engaging all levels at national, regional level. Now, let me give these 3 examples of this pilot. We have identified one on 3D printing. Of course, if you think about it's a technology that can address many sectors. So it makes sense that you take this emerging technology and you deploy this technology in different sectors, in different regions, because depending on the focus of each one of the regions, and you make these pilot installations there. The other one has to do with efficient and sustainable manufacturing. So issues and technologies addressing energy efficiency, resource efficiency, all quality, all these areas that are, again, very horizontal. They are not sector-specific, these technologies. We are working together with, again, a significant number of regions, bring them to the companies and to the sectors. And finally, a third pilot project addressing advanced manufacturing for energy-related applications in harsh environments like oil and gas installations that is led by Scotland and Basque Country. And as you see in the bottom, again, a significant number of regions identify this area with a potential interest to deploy this technology in their regions. So this is, of course, I cannot go too much in detail, but it's just to show you examples of areas and technologies that can be developed at European level, jointly at European level, but then they can be deployed in many different sectors and companies at national, regional level. Now, this is what we are doing now. Let me then bring an example from my country to show you what we have done already in the past with some examples. Now, we have a program at national, we had a funding program at national level that has using structural funds to support activities, different stages of an innovation process. So this supports innovation vouchers like exist in many other countries, innovation projects, R&D projects, both individual and cooperative research programs, and also we have instruments to fund the creation of new companies, risk capital. So this is a comprehensive set of instruments to support the entire innovation cycle. And of course with different funding mechanisms, different funding rates, etc., etc. And that allows that companies also have different entering points depending on their stage of development, okay? Now, this is a public funding program using structural funds, as I said, but what we have been working with this public organization is our clusters that were created in Portugal work together with this funding agency to define the priorities. So to define in which priorities we should open calls and we should launch projects. And we are doing it in a way that they are aligned also with what is coming out of the European project, so that we have this alignment that allows us to take the results from European projects and then use the national regional instruments to bring them to the market, okay? So we work together defining these programs and the areas, okay? So we have been able to do things like this. This is an example that I brought specifically because this is a European project that was coordinated by an organization here from Milan. and that built a pilot plant very near here, Vigevano, and it's in a very traditional sector, just to highlight the fact that this is not only relevant for the emerging sectors, but can also be very useful for the mature sectors. So this is an example of a European project targeting the development of highly flexible logistics systems for customized products. So the research was done at the European level, but then the first demonstration and test bed was done in an existing infrastructure near here, in the IPP pilot line in Vigevano, where that was funded by national Italian funds, where we were able to test, install, demonstrate the results of a European project. And then, in Portugal, we used, so these technologies, these solutions, as I said, they are cross-sectorial, they are relevant for other sectors dealing with customized products. So we identify a sector or a niche in Portugal and the companies producing customized cutting tools, so nothing to do with shoes, but having exactly the same challenges. And we use the national funding programs to make this cross-fertilization, to bring these technologies, to adapt them, because you usually cannot copy them. You have, in many cases, we have to adapt them, but to adapt them, to install in a new sector, in a new company, and demonstrate to that sector the utilization of these technologies. So this is an example from the past that shows how we can combine this funding of European programs and national and regional programs to bring these technologies to the companies, to the ground, and to support this cross-fertilization. Once again, here I would like to highlight the role of the clusters to work not only with the the government authorities and the government agencies, but also to mobilize the SMEs, the sectors, and the research organizations around these priorities. So, yes, now final slide. Final slide. I will keep my time rigorously. So, just to conclude, so there are already several examples that illustrate interregional cooperation, because this, of course, if you bring this example now on an interregional level, you boost the potential of these activities. Advanced manufacturing systems is a relevant area for trans-regional cooperation. We have been seeing this area as one of the most active areas, and it's not by chance that the Vanguard Initiative selected as one of the, let's say, the main starting areas to cooperate and to identify joint projects. And what I can tell you is that the context today is favorable, and the instruments are there. We have the experience of trying to do this in the former framework program. It was very, very difficult. I'm not telling that now it's easy, but it's a little bit easier. And for that, of course, contributes the effort that the European Commission is doing to facilitate, to simplify these processes, but also it's necessary a lot of work done at national and regional level to also facilitate these instruments. And when we are developing and thinking about future funding instruments, to think them in a way that these kind of processes are facilitated. So this concludes my presentation. I thank you very much for your attention.